You have met her. She was in a relationship for 7 years. She loved deeply. She gave fully. She was present in a way most people never allow themselves to be. And when it ended, she grieved. But she did not disappear. Her values did not change. Her ambitions did not shrink. Her friendships did not wither. Her sense of who she was did not dissolve into the shape of another person. You have also met the other kind. The woman who entered the relationship as one person and emerged years later, barely recognizing the face in the mirror, her opinions borrowed, her time surrendered, her dreams quietly set aside, in the name of something that called itself love. The difference between these two women is not luck. It is not circumstance. It is not the quality of the man they chose. It is psychology, specific, learnable, architectural, and by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what separates them and which one you are becoming. Rome, 44 BC. Portia Catonis was the wife of Brutus. She knew her husband was planning the assassination of Julius Caesar. She had not been told. No one had told her. She understood it the way psychologically whole people understand things. Through observation, through pattern, through the refusal to ignore what is in front of them. She went to Brutus, and she did not beg. She did not threaten. She did not dissolve into the weight of what she suspected. She took a blade and cut her own thigh. Not from madness, from argument. She showed him the wound and said, "I, who am the daughter of Cato, was not given to you only to share your bed and your table. I was given to share your purposes. Test me." Brutus told her everything. Now, here is what the history books recorded as bravery. What the psychologists would record is something more precise. Portia did not ask Brutus to make her feel safe. She did not ask him to include her. She did not diminish herself to maintain the peace of the relationship. She already knew who she was, and she demanded to be met there. That is the first pattern. The woman who never loses herself in a relationship does not wait to be given an identity within it. She arrives with one, and she refuses quietly, absolutely, to trade it for belonging. Phase 1. The settled self. Jung called it individuation, the process by which a person becomes, undeniably, specifically themselves, not the self the parents shaped, not the self the relationship required, not the self that emerged to survive, the self that exists underneath all of that, the one that was always there, waiting for the noise to stop. The woman who never loses herself in a relationship has done a specific kind of work before the relationship begins. She has sat with herself long enough to know what she actually thinks, as opposed to what she was taught to think. She knows what she values, not in the abstract, specifically, what she will not negotiate, what she will not shrink, what she will not perform. She has learned to distinguish between the voice that is hers and the voice that belongs to someone else, but has been living in her head rent-free for decades. Nietzsche wrote, "The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. To be your own man is a hard business. If you try it, you will be lonely, often, and sometimes frightened. But no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself." The woman with a settled self does not enter a relationship looking for someone to complete her. She enters already complete, and that changes everything. Because the man who loves a complete woman cannot hollow her out. He has nothing to fill. She brought everything. The woman without a settled self arrives at the relationship as an open question, and the relationship and the man within it becomes her answer. That is where the erosion begins. Not through cruelty, through the slow gravitational pull of making another person the center of your own orbit. Phase 2. The architecture of boundaries. In 1503, Isabella d'Este sent a letter to Leonardo da Vinci. She wanted her portrait painted. She had wanted it for years. She made the request with full knowledge that she was the most powerful woman in Renaissance Italy, the Marchesa of Mantua, a woman whose court attracted the finest minds in Europe. Leonardo never painted it. Isabella d'Este did not write letters of complaint. She did not adjust her request. She did not make herself smaller, to make the refusal feel less like a refusal. She continued being exactly who she was. And Leonardo, throughout his life, remained fascinated by her. There is a psychological principle operating in that story. The woman who never loses herself understands that a boundary is not a wall. It is an architectural line. It defines the shape of the self. It communicates where she ends and where another person begins. And it does this not through aggression, but through the simple, absolute fact of her own continuity. Most women in relationships do not lose themselves in a single dramatic moment. They lose themselves in increments. The opinion quietly swallowed, the plan quietly abandoned, the need quietly unspoken, the self quietly rearranged to fit the shape of someone else's comfort. Each one small, together a disappearance. The woman who does not disappear notices the increment. She does not fight it. She does not negotiate it. She simply does not cross the architectural line. Jung wrote, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. A boundary is not about keeping people out. It is about keeping yourself in." Phase 3. The refusal to perform. There is a third pattern, and it is the most invisible of the three. In ancient Sparta, the women did not follow their husbands to war. They stayed. They managed the estates. They educated the children. They held the social and economic structure of one of the most powerful city-states in history together, while the men were absent for months, sometimes years. A Spartan woman was once asked by a visitor from Athens why Spartan women were the only women in Greece who could rule men. She replied, "Because we are the only women in Greece who give birth to men." That reply is not about childbirth. It is about the refusal to perform smallness. The woman who never loses herself in a relationship does not perform. She does not perform happiness. She does not feel. She does not perform agreement. She does not hold. She does not perform need. She does not have. And she does not perform wholeness. She has not earned. She is what she is, entirely, in the relationship and out of it. The performing woman is always slightly behind herself, always managing the impression, always calculating what the other person needs her to be, and adjusting accordingly. And every adjustment costs her, not dramatically, the way water costs a stone. Over time, over years, a shape that used to be hers becomes a shape that belongs to the relationship. The woman who refuses to perform creates a different problem. She is unpredictable, not because she is erratic, because she is real. And real people cannot be fully managed. That is the most psychologically powerful thing a woman in a relationship can be. Unmanageable, not through conflict, through the simple, relentless fact of being entirely herself. 3 patterns: a settled self, an architectural boundary, a refusal to perform. None of them require a perfect relationship. None of them require a perfect partner. They require a woman who has decided that her relationship with herself is the first relationship, the one that sets the terms for everything else. The proverb says, "She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future." That is not a description of a woman without difficulties. That is a description of a woman whose difficulties do not have access to her center. Jung wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." The woman who never loses herself in a relationship has accepted that privilege. She is not without love. She is not without vulnerability. She is not without the full weight of human feeling that makes relationships both necessary and terrifying. She simply carries all of it, without setting herself down to do it. The relationship holds her love. It does not hold herself. Those two things are permanently hers. And no relationship, however deep, however long, however beloved, can take what she never agreed to give. Before this video ends, subscribe to Michyle Dark Psyche now, because what this channel is building is a forensic study of the psychological patterns that separate the ones who keep themselves from the ones who give themselves away. The next video goes deeper into the psychology of identity under pressure. Subscribe, turn on notifications. Do not let the algorithm decide whether you find it. Comment below, "I keep myself," not for engagement, as a contract with the version of you that just decided something.